Alright guys, so today we're going to take a look at the brand new Earfun Wave Pro. Now, it really was only a matter of time before Earfun came out with their own active noise canceling over-the-ear headphones. We've checked out a lot of earbuds from Earfun, and they've kind of proven that they can offer a lot of value when it comes to true wireless earbuds. So I was definitely curious as to what they'd be able to do with a pair of noise canceling headphones, and I'm actually pretty surprised at how well they were able to pull this off. So we're going to talk about a lot of the features that these have. We're going to talk about what all comes inside the box, talk about the sound, and see why this is really an absolute steal at the price that you can pick them up for now. And let's just actually go ahead and start with the pricing. These are going to retail for $79, although right now there's a coupon box you can check off, and there is a coupon code that they sent, which all of this will be in the description, where right now you can pick these up for only $59. And at $59, you're getting a pair that is high-res wired and wireless certified with LDAC playback. A lot of over-the-ear noise canceling headphones, you'll see the little high-res logo on the box, but usually it only pertains to being able to use them in wired mode. But in this case, you get LDAC with wireless. And so with that, it comes with a 3.5mm cable so that you can use these wired. It comes with a USB-C cable to be able to charge these. And it actually comes with a pretty decent hard case. It's just kind of a generic hard case, but at least you have something to keep your headphones protected while you're using these on the go. And then as far as like the design and the build quality, it is very simple, it's lightweight. It kind of just mimics the way Earfun has their approach on their earbuds. It has that same like silvery black finish to it. The headband is pleather. The ear cups on these are very soft. It does have that memory foam feel to it. It's just, again, it's extremely soft and lightweight, so there's not a lot of weight on your head while using these. And then as far as like your inputs and your buttons, it's very simple here. On the left-hand side, that's where you have your USB-C input for charging. On the right-hand side is where you have your 3.5mm input to be able to use these in wired mode. And then all of your controls are right there on the right-hand side. Now it does use button controls. It's a very simple layout, and they do give you control over everything. But the plus is these do work with Earfun's app. So you can go around and switch some controls around if you need to. The app also allows you to keep these updated. There's some different EQ options that are already pre-built into it. You can go in and just customize the EQ settings the way that you want to. There is also a gaming mode on these. So if you want to use these for, gaming or watching movies, you can switch it into that mode to cut down lag. And this is also where you would go in and turn the LDAC mode on. It's not on by default, but do keep in mind if you do use the LDAC mode, it will keep you from being able to use the multi-point connection, which these also have. So if you want to use multi-point connection, you are going to not be able to use them in LDAC mode, but that's always the trade-off in headphones with this feature. Now, another thing in the app that I was really surprised to see was how many different listening modes that these have. Now, you can listen to these in normal mode, which means no noise canceling or anything like that. You can switch them into an ambient mode. And then there's 3 different levels of noise canceling. There's a wind noise canceling, so if you need to block out wind if you're going to be riding a bike or if you're outdoors on a windy day, it will keep the wind from affecting your sound. There is comfort ANC, which is just kind of like a low-level noise canceling. And then there is strong ANC. And this is where I was completely blown away with these headphones. Now, I've tried a lot of under $100 noise canceling headphones, and for the most part, noise canceling is decent, but it's never just great. It's never anything that kind of competes with Sony or Bose. And this is one of the first pairs under $100, and again, surprisingly, the fact that you can get them at $59, that does come very close to competing with the Sony and the Bose when you have these in the strong ANC. It just blocks out everything from engine noises to AC units. It does a really good job of blocking out people talking, so even the higher frequency sounds, it does a great job with. And again, I was surprised at how well the noise canceling was on these. And same thing with the transparency mode. If you need to listen to these and still be aware of your surroundings, I feel like these do a very decent job of being able to hear people talking or hearing traffic. So it really checks off all the boxes. Usually noise canceling is something that headphones say that they have, and it's really kind of an afterthought. It's not something that's very effective. and Earfun was really able to pull this off in a surprising way. Now, the headphones do not have smart sensors. This is like one of the main features I felt like these lacked. A lot of headphones have the smart sensors where when you take your headphones off, it'll pause, and then it'll go back to what you're listening to when you put them back on. So that is one feature that these are missing out on. But if that's the only feature that it's lacking, I think a lot of people are going to be able to deal with that in this price range. Now, the battery life on these are also very impressive, but it depends on how you use these as to how much battery life you're going to get. Now, if you're going to use these with the noise canceling off and you're not going to have LDAC mode on or anything like that, you can get about 80 hours of battery life on a single charge. But if you have the noise canceling on, it's going to drop it all the way down to 55 hours. And although there's no specific reading on what the battery life would be if you have LDAC mode on, expect it to drop quite a bit there if you're going to use it in that mode, which I recommend. I just recommend using these with the noise canceling on and LDAC on, and that seemed to be the best listening experience with these headphones. And I'll take the trade-off of whatever battery life I have to sacrifice. Now, if you do pick these up and the battery is dead on them, it does have a really impressive fast charge feature where a 10-minute charge will get you 10 hours of use. And if you have less time than that, a 5-minute charge will get you 5 hours of use. And so that's always going to come in handy, especially if you're somebody like me that just doesn't always make sure my headphones are charged. Now, moving over to talking about the sound. Now, these are using 40mm diamond-like carbon dynamic drivers, and I kept switching back and forth between these and my Beat Studio Pros. And I was very impressed at how similar these were when it came to a sound signature, which meant it does have plenty of bass, but it is tightened up. It's not sloppy, it's not overwhelming, it doesn't try to go for that like muddiness to the sound, which means that the mids and the treble have some nice presence. It feels like the mids are pushed up forward enough that vocalists, like male or female vocalists, always stood out. The treble is nice and detailed, but it never gets bright or harsh. So, you know, from a sound signature standpoint, it does have that like almost, you know, Harman Curve U-shaped sound signature, but it's not trying to bump the bass up too much, and it's not trying to bump the treble up too much, which means that it's going to cut down on fatigue. This is a pair you can listen to for quite a while and not feel like you need to take a break because it's not trying to push one frequency over the other. You're not going to really get tired listening to your music as quickly as you would on other pairs that are just bumped up a little bit more. It doesn't have that warm sound signature. It just, again, it's really very surprising at how well it compares to a pair that normally goes for $350. And then when it comes to the sound stage and the sound imaging, kind of the same thing here. If you want the widest sound, you definitely want to use these with the noise canceling off. Because the noise canceling is so strong, it feels like you're isolated from everything else. So it feels like you're closed in a little bit more. Again, some people might prefer this because you're not going to hear anything else. But again, the widest is listening to them with the noise canceling just off. But it is nice that you have the ability to kind of open it up some and switch it into that if you want to use it that way. So my overall opinion is it's not really a surprise that Earfun would deliver when it comes to value. If you can live with the fact that the only thing I feel like you're giving up is having smart sensors on these pair of headphones, I feel like you're getting very, very impressive noise canceling mixed with really impressive battery life, and having the high res in both wired and wireless with LDAC is also extremely impressive. I think the sound quality beats pretty much any other headphone under $100. It starts to compete with the much more expensive ones in the $300 price range, and that's also the same thing when it comes to noise canceling. The noise canceling starts to compete with the much more expensive headphones. So it's pairs like these that make it really hard to recommend more expensive or more bigger name brands out there. Earfun's basically been able to do that same thing in the earbud market, and I think it's nice that something like this is coming out in the headphone market. I think it's nice to kind of maybe bring larger companies to where they feel like they need to compete more and maybe drop their price more. It's not gonna happen, but it's nice to think that the possibility is there. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Earfun Wave Pro. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.